cool. It's very unique. Like, you really don't see that anywhere. Like, it doesn't look like anything. I'd say not in Europe. It doesn't look like anything anywhere.
Howdy Gaudi.
Howdy Gaudi. Okay, let's go. I'm done. Hello from Barcelona. We've made it to Barcelona. This is a quick city break from London for Daniel's birthday. So we have started our morning at Parc Güell. Prepare for me to pronounce everything wrong because that's my MO. But we got up bright and early. Sunrise here is at 8 AM and we arrived here at 8:15, so we're all a bit sleepy because of jet lag a little bit, which I know complaining about like an hour jet lag seems like annoying, but it's really worse.
Yeah.
Anyways, FYI, if you're coming here, there is a bit of scaffolding which makes taking photos of the top a little bit hectic, so make sure you get here early so that you can make sure you get your shot, because otherwise, why did you come? We're going to explore the rest of Parc Güell now that we've come up here and got the iconic images. So we are in Barcelona for 48 hours because it is Daniel's birthday, so we thought we'd do a quick weekend trip. We flew here with Ryanair and it cost us £50 return. So for that price we were like, we could go to a nice dinner in London or we could fly to Spain. And so we're in Spain because you know I'm not a fancy person that goes to expensive restaurants. So Parc Güell was created by Gaudi, who is a famous artist, and it was made by Mr. Güell as like a park for basically like the 1%, so all of like the affluent parts of society would come here to hang out. So there's like a market, like an actual physical park, like a little stage area for like holding events, and yeah, so it's just for the higher class to come and enjoy, and now it's for all of the plebs like me.
Yeah, I think of it as like the Hollywood Hills of Barcelona, like built on the hills with the...
It is on a hill, oh my gosh, so many stairs.
Yeah.
So it's €10 to come in, and this is kind of like the iconic shot you see of Barcelona everywhere. This is like the touristy, like Eiffel Tower equivalent. So for €10 it's pretty good. You get a really good view of the skyline for all of Barcelona, which is also very cool. Mixed in with Gaudi, who I'm not particularly an art person, but I do like his architecture and his art style because it's very like wavy and the mosaics are cool. It's very unique, like you really don't see that anywhere. Like it doesn't look like anything. I'd say not in Europe, it doesn't look like anything anywhere. It's just so quintessentially Gaudi and Barcelona-y. So we're finishing up at the Güell Park. I highly suggest you buy your tickets in advance because when my mum came, she couldn't get into the actual restricted section of the park, which is the iconic section you want to go to. So make sure you get them on a line early. Like I said, they're €10. We bought ours like the week before, so you don't have to go like crazy, but just like not on the day because it gets too full. They don't let anyone in, but very cool, must do. Highly recommend getting here early because if you want to get good photos, you want less people, early is always best. And this is the #1 place people come, and the Sagrada Familia thing that I can't say going Italian. So now we're gonna head down into town, see what we can find, and do Casa Vicens, which is like another Gaudi inspired architecture. So we have come into the Casa Batlló. So this was €33 and includes your audio guide and walking around the whole inside of the building. So I'll tell you later if I think it's worth it. Gaudi. He designed the building. It's very, very unique architecture. It's supposed to look all underwater, so we're going to walk through that. But the key difference is that you get an audio guide, which you get everywhere, but you get a augmented reality. So it shows you what it should look like back in the day. So it's kind of cool. And it gives you a bit more when you walk around because the room's going to be empty. It shows you what we're going to see how that goes, but I'm pretty excited to use my new VR augmented reality audio guide. I think because audio guides are boring to me, so I'm excited to do something a bit different. But yeah, so let's check out what Gaudi's got to offer. I felt there was a pun there, I just can't get it. Howdy.
Howdy Gaudi.
Howdy Gaudi. Okay, let's go. I'm done. Gaudi house, which is called the Casa Vicens below on the screen because I can't pronounce anything here, but it was amazing. Highlights so far, I think I love that the underwater theme really, like, he commits to a theme, everything from the glass looking like it's underwater to like fish, but not like tacky, like fish everywhere. It's just like scales and like coral and stuff, and it's just like, and also it was a very interesting archaeological feat at the time with like how they did the chimneys and the ventilation, which sounds really boring if you're not into architecture, but it was cool, I promise. There was different tiers, there's blue, gold and silver, and you get different things. We went for silver because it was in the middle. I don't know if it was necessarily that much, it was like €2 more, so it wasn't much, but you're supposed to go to, you get the ballroom extra, which I can't remember if we did or not, but no one checked my ticket, so I don't know. So yeah, gold is like if you get like a photo or something, which you definitely don't want, it's a scam. So blue or silver, if you want to see the ballroom. But now we're going to go explore the Gothic Quarter. So we have walked around the Gothic Quarter, eaten our churros. Gothic Quarter is like perfect for buying souvenirs because I was struggling to find that earlier. So where the Casa Balto is like very like high-end, lots of Louis Vuitton, Cartier, not my style. All of the crappy tourist shops, which I love, were all on the La Ramblas and the Gothic Quarter. But now we have come to watch a flamingo. We're going to watch a flamenco show. We have come to City Hall to watch a flamenco show, which is traditional Spanish dancing. I always try and see a show whenever I'm in a new city because I think it's a good way of experiencing their culture. So we're going to go in and then we're going to eat dinner because all Spanish. Spain has been food. Yeah, so the ticket was actually €50, which is actually pretty cheap for a show, and you get a free drink with that, and that was like in the middle section. And we're hoping that the drinks that they serve is either sangria or red wine because like Spanish wine is very good. We watched the dancing, it was awesome. Funny thing with Spanish dancing is that they don't smile, so it's like so intense for an hour. It's like physically draining me to watch them. I was like, how are you guys going? But either way, crazy good value for money. I said it was €50, it was €25 each, and we got some wine for that, so really good. So we have come to Bulgaria, which is a tapas restaurant, so we're going to try our first tapas. So we are getting some paella later, but so we've just got 3 pastas to share. So we have some potato and spicy sauce, some eggplant and honey chips, and then we also got a Spanish omelette. So all of this is vegetarian, vegan is not an option, unfortunately. Another installment of Eva and Daniel over-order way too much. A paella came. It's massive, and we already finished all of the tapas, so I don't know how much we're going to get through, but we're going to try. Why they gave us wooden spoons, I don't know. It's good though. It's like a tomato ricotta. That's not ricotta, sorry. Risotto. Very nice. You like
That's
it?
kind of how it should be. Also,
I hope you like it, because you're going to eat a lot of it. Don't believe the haters, we did it. So it is day 2. We're still in Barcelona, and we have started the day bright and early by going to the Sagrada Familia building. It's basically the #1 thing to do in Barcelona, so that's why we waited to the second day to get an early start so we could beat the crowds, which never happens. But it was, if you don't know, because Daniel didn't realise either, was that it is not being conserved, it is still being built. It started being built in 1883, I think it was, by Gaudi, because everything in Barcelona is built by Gaudi, and he worked on it till his death in 1926, and it's set to be finished in 2006, which is 100 years after he died. So we'll go exploring. Sagrada Familia is this amazing Gaudi church. It's very like modern, which seems modern now, but like when you think of the time it was built in like the 1800s, like they would have like been losing their mind. I think it's Daniel's favourite church he's ever been to, which is saying something because he's been to a lot of churches. It's got a lot of nature influence, which was noticed with Gaudi throughout the entire like trip, because Gaudi loves nature, so Daniel loves nature, so that makes sense. And it's like super colourful, all of like different rainbow mosaics, and that kind of like shines onto the pillars and makes everything inside look rainbow. And there's actually no chapels inside, or they're like very minimal compared to like a regular church. All the chapels are on the outside, whereas inside is like a minimalistic, open, clean, negative space. It's very, very cool. It was about 20 euros to get in, depending on which ticket you get. We paid 25 and we get the audio guide. We spent an hour to an hour and a half there. There's also a hidden museum down the bottom that kind of shows you his inspirations, which is very cool. I didn't look this up, but I should have. But it was a fluke. But you can't. You have to cover up to go in because it's a church, even though it's still in construction. It's a church, so you can't show your shoulders, and you have to wear something to cover to the knees, and obviously no chest. So by complete fluke, I wasn't dressed like a complete slut. But yes, we're going to explore more of Barcelona before we get our flight home tonight. So we decided on spur of the moment to come to Casa Vicens, which was Gaudi's first house. Now, when I read that, I thought it was going to be like where he grew up in like some, 1800s, like colonial, but not really colonial because that doesn't make sense, time. Well, actually, this is the first house he designed as an architect using his artistic modernism, so it's much more interesting than I first thought. So we thought we'd come here. Relatively cheap to enter, it was only 10 euros, and we're going to go explore, see some of the house. It looks very cool. It's so weird to think that he did this like in the 1800s when this style was really not a thing. Casa Vicens was the first build by Gaudi, and it's crazy to think how over the top and crazy he went with all of the designs, like as like the first thing. You know, you're kind of cautious on your first build, but no, he's like, never mind, this is my only chance to go crazy, and he went crazy, and it's amazing. It feels like you're at Disneyland. It doesn't feel like a real house. There's a quote in there that says something that I'm going to butcher, is creating a house that is not very big or not very small, just an average size house, but making it into a palace. And that's really evident with how he's decorated, because you do feel like you're in like Buckingham Palace or something with the ornate details everywhere. Also very interesting because we've been doing so much Gaudi stuff that he loves nature, and you can really see that's like every different build has like a different focus. So the Casa Batlló is all underwater themed, which is amazing, and this is obviously very like plant based. It's also flowers, animals, birds, trees, plants, outdoorsy based. And then the Sagrada Familia, so I can't pronounce it, is obviously very religion based, but like using nature in there as well with the trees, but a bit more modernist because it was later in his career. But it's all very cool. Surprisingly cheap to enter, being only 10 euros to go in, and hardly anyone's there. Like, it's compared to the other tourist attractions where there's so many people everywhere, there's hardly anyone here, and it's like just as cool as everything else. So well worth the time. Glad I went.
It's on.
I know, just trying to learn Spanish really quick. So we have caught the train 20 minutes to north in Barcelona, which is for Parc del Laberint de Horta, something like that, and it has this massive labyrinth hedge maze that we want to try out because we love a hedge maze, and this one looks like everything that's in every Tim Burton film ever made, so we have to go and try it out, or maybe the film Labyrinth, which I haven't seen. Maybe I will go watch now. But yeah, so let's go check it out. The whole park is actually really beautiful. Oh, it costs $2. It costs €2 to enter. 2.50.
2.23.
It costs €2.23 to enter, and you get access to this beautiful park, and you can bring a picnic if you want. We sat down and had some granola before you came to the maze. So
there's a really nice overview of Barcelona as well.
It's on a hill, so prepare for that, but also, oh, and there's no card, cash only.
Split up. No, I always go left. That's not the answer.
I think because it's not the peak season, it's like a bit easier because you can kind of see through.
Yeah. We finally win.
So that brings our Barcelona journeys to an end. We're about to get our bags and get on the train to head to the airport. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments below what your favorite parts of Barcelona are. Was it something I did, or is this like I have to come back for? And remember to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit subscribe so I can see you next time, so you can see spoilers what I ate in Barcelona. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.